Alright, so my Ancestry.com results came in yesterday at like 4 a.m. I think. That's when I got the email. So it's like 11. Just woke up um, on the website and I'm about to click on it. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Dun dun dun. It'd be funny. It wouldn't be funny if they played me and be like, click on it and it says, "We were not able to process your DNA." Blah 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 blah. No, they were. I. It says, okay, I can see from right here before I see the full thing. Um, it says ethnicity estimate: Cameroon/Congo, Nigeria, Great Britain, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and 11 more. So, then it also says under that fifth matches, you got some shared ancestor hints, some starred matches, and some high confidence matches. So high confidence, I believe that means that they have high confidence that I'm related to those people. So it's probably people that's already on Ancestry.com that I've seen already, like my grandmother, my father's side, and stuff like that. But we will see. So I'm going to click on C for estimate. And it's loading. Wow. Okay, so let me stretch this open a little bit. No, I don't want to. Before you take a look at your ethnicity results, our lead scientists would like to personally give you some insight on how we determine it. No, I don't. Okay, tell me that later. um, so that's the West Coast. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go to the bigger breakdowns first. So Africa, I'm 79% African, um, less than 1% American or America. I'm guessing that's Native American. Um, Less than 1% Asian, 18% European, um, and 1% Pacific Islander. Um, so with Africa, it says under the 79%, it's 25% of that is Cameroon, Congo. 17% of that is Nigeria. 14% of that is Ivory Coast, Ghana, and 11% of that is Mali. So if I click on Congo, um, I guess it says also some of that is found in Angola and Chad. Uh, okay, so it's just giving me some information on Congo, and it has like a map. So I'll try to like screenshot this and also put this in, but it has like a map uh, in a circle, like where that area is, and like a darker blue circle. Then it gets lighter and lighter as you get farther away. Um, this is one of the most of African, 25%. And it says because they lie near or on the equator, these nations typically include tropical rainforests and humid savanna. While the Congo takes its name from the old African kingdom of Congo, Cameroon gets its name from the first Europeans to arrive in the area in 1472. Portuguese sailors found crayfish in the Wari River and started calling the land the Rios dos Cameroons, or River of Shrimp. Eventually, the word Cameroons became Cameroon. Um, okay. So it says how I compare to the typical person native to the Cameroon. I'm 25%, so I'm in that 99 to 43% range. Um, and a typical native is obviously like 92%. Mm. People living in Cameroon are less ethnic than people in most other regions, which means that when creating genetic ethnicity estimates for the natives of this area, we sometimes see small similarities to DNA profiles from other nearby regions. It gives me some history of the population there, so like some culture from that place. It said, yes, it says population history, then the slave trade, the 19th and 20th centuries, a little bit on that. It gives me a did you know fact. All right, and let's go to Nigeria. So primarily located in Nigeria, also found in Niger, also says Cameroon, Congo. So it's giving me those areas too, because some of the DNA, a small percentage of DNA from like Cameroon can also be found in that area since they're so close to each other. So Cameroon, Nigeria is right there. Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa, with more than 168 million people living in the area, about twice the size of California. In fact, Nigeria has 6 cities with populations over 1 million. The United States has 9. From its tropical south to the arid north, Nigeria as a country is a concept and product of colonialism, bringing together more than 250 groups within fairly arbitrary borders. How do I compare to a typical person as a native of the place? So I'm 17%. The typical native is between, well, it's not saying what's between, but it just says typical native, I guess 69%. So whatever range before and after that. It says the people of Nigeria are the most admixed of any of our regions, which means that when creating ethnicity estimates for people native to this area, we usually see similarities to DNA profiles from nearby regions, which is like Cameroon. We found that approximately 69% of the typical Nigeria native DNA comes from this region. So anybody that lives in Nigeria now, mostly at least 69% of them are, from Nigeria. Then other percentages, I guess, are around the area. Once again, it gives me the population history and all that stuff that I'll read later. 14% Ghana, Ivory Coast. Early French and Portuguese explorers identified sections of the West African coast by the area's resources, which is how some French word, or Ivory Coast, got its name. Neighboring Ghana was known as the Gold Coast until it won independence from colonial rule in 1957 and renamed itself after the medieval West African Empire. Today, more than 46 million people live in the two countries, which depend less on gold and ivory than they do on chocolate. Ivory Coast and Ghana produce more than half of the world's cocoa. I don't even like chocolate though. Well, I don't like that. Okay, so with this one, I'm 14%, so I'm in that last bracket range, whereas a typical native would be like 86% at least, around that area, a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. It says people living in this area are only somewhat admixed, which means that when creating genetic ethnicity estimates for people native to this area, we sometimes see similarities to DNA profiles from other nearby regions. So same thing. That's where the 86 becomes for. So it's not really 100%. Other regions commonly seen in people native to the Ivory Coast. So commonly, if you see people that lives in the Ivory Coast and you like analyze their DNA, sometimes it's an average of 43% Benin, Togo, 32% Mali, 11% Nigeria, then Senegal, Bantu, and Cameroon. It's 1%. And this is all, I think this is all on the west. Nope, can't talk right now. I'll call you back. So the 11% is Mali. Mali's modern boundaries were drawn in 1890 when French Sudan was created and united two very different regions. These man-made borders make modern Mali a multi-ethnic country of diverse people as well, but geographically has always played a key role in Mali's history and people. The savannas at the edge of the desert made the area a natural focus for trans-Saharan trade, which connected Western Africa with Europe and Asia in pre-colonial times. For centuries, Mali was a fabled land of gold, scholarships, and empire. I keep zooming out by mistake. Oops. So that's the one I'm in 11% range, and the typical native is around 39%. So they're really admixed. So they free. So you really a lot of the times from there you see similarities to people with the DNA and like the nearby places. And it's a 69% chance that if you find a native, that they'll have Ivory Coast and Ghana. Same thing with Senegal and Cameroon and Nigeria. Yeah, I'm gonna read the history of all these places. And to the European, Great Britain. Okay, click on that. This is interesting. It says Great Britain, primarily located in England, Scotland, Wales. Also found in Ireland, France, Germany, Denmark, Belgium, Netherlands, Switzerland, Austria, and Italy. Now I am 13. No, what? I'm 18% European, but only 13% of it is Great Britain. There's another 5%. Yeah, it's another 5% that's identified. But the people of Great Britain region have been witness to sweeping political changes and amazing technological progress through the centuries, from the Glorious Revolution to the Industrial Revolution. But despite their penchant for reform and progress, they have always found a way to preserve the past. From royal families to prime ministers, ancient languages to international diversity, from venerable cathedrals to glass skyscrapers. The culture is a fascinating blend of old and new. How I compare to a native, since I'm at 13%, so a little bit less, a little bit more for different people. The typical native is 60%, in the range before and after 60% a little bit. The people in Great Britain region today are more admixed than most other regions, which means that when creating genetic ethnicity estimates for people native to this area, you see similar results in different places. Okay, typical native. Okay, so for somebody from that place, typically will have maybe 55% Irelandism, 49% Europe West, 45% Scandinavia, 24% Iberian Peninsula, and then the other ones are like in the single digits of percent. Wow. Yeah, and it's interesting. And so a lot of going back to Africa actually, I didn't do them all because one of these is 12%, but it's a trace region. So it says these are regions where you have seem to have just a trace amount of genetic ethnicity. There's only a small amount of evidence supporting the region as part of your genetic ethnicity, because both the estimated amount and the range of the estimate are small. It is possible that these regions appear by chance and not actually a part of your genetic ethnicity. But this is 12%, and Mali is only 11%. So, like, I read about this before I did this whole thing, and it said, and I know that that sometimes, like, they have certain places, especially in Africa, where they don't have too much data, so they can't really. So they have like your DNA where they have they compare it and they see that these people are similar to you in this area, but they don't have enough to say what a better percentage that you most likely are from this area. So they make it a trace, meaning that somewhere in Africa, I guess we do think of a place that it might be, but we're not going to say because we're not as confident as we want to be with every other place. So later on, since this is an online thing, which is cool, I don't know if you have to. I know you have to pay monthly to like do full stuff, but I don't know if you have to pay monthly just to see the update, because later on, when they get more and more DNA tests and they get some more from like whatever area that they think this is, if they get enough to say that they're confident, this will change. So some odd percentage might change, who knows, but it'll change and it'll say that name of that place. And the same thing with the European thing. I have 5% of that 18% left, which is also a trace region. Yeah. Okay, load. No flags. Oh. Hold on, it's oh, it's like 18 minutes on the video. Oh no. Well, there was something else up here I wanted to say. Oh yeah. Before I go and read I'm not gonna read all this crap online, but well, not crap. It's not crap. Definitely not. But I'm gonna go to the C matches thing to see what it might say. What? Wait a minute. You gotta be kidding me. This is a lot of people. What? Holy crap. Now, when I've seen videos a little bit of, like, they'll say one or two people, or I guess they didn't say it all, but I have like, it's like a lot of people on here, they say with confidence that I'm probably related to. And it says like 95%. Like, it's because a lot of them have their family trees and they have it built. So I see a lot of fourth cousins, 95% chance, fourth to sixth cousins. That's crazy. So I'm definitely gonna go to their page and look at them and feed like who's on their because I'm pretty sure you can see who's on your thing that's on theirs. And I guess they did the DNA test too, so that's why I'm saying that with confidence they can say we're related. So, wow. But yeah, so this is pretty interesting. It's good to know. So now when I'm thinking of my culture, I want to look up more information on my culture. I know where to look. So a lot of people be like, oh, some people would be, saying, oh, how you know they're accurate? They might not be 100%. It could be this and that. But it's something for you to identify with, something for you to believe in. So maybe things will get better. Maybe small things will change when they get more technology. But it's something for you to believe in. I mean, some people have the religion, and I have, this culture that I want to learn about. So, yep. I'm gonna read some more, but I guess thanks for watching. Sorry it was so long. Peace out.